Hey guys, it's Miss Simpson, and it is time for math on this lovely, incredible Friday. Okay, so today we are going to be going over elapsed time again. Before we start, I really hope that you guys are getting used to telling time. We are always trying to tell time. We're looking at analog clocks this week, and for quite some time now, I want you to be able to tell the time on an analog clock. When I say analog clock, I mean a clock that looks like this, that you might see up on the wall. I know a lot of you have cell phones and you have iPads that tell you the time digitally, or like your microwave, your stove, and it does have the digital time on it, but it is a good resource for you to be able, a good skill to have for you to be able to read an analog clock. So you should be practicing that this week with your family. And every time you see one, try and just tell the time real quick and easy. So remember, we first start off with the hour hand. So we look at this hour hand, which is the small one, and we look at the last number that it passed. So let's say that our clock, we're going to draw one real quickly. Oh, I put a 9 right here. This is supposed to be a 6. Okay, so let's say our little hand, our hour hand, was pointing right here. And our minute hand was pointing right here. What time would this be? So we first take a look at the small hand and we see what number did it just pass. So if I'm looking, I see it's pointing right here. So it just passed 1. So that's our first number. And then on this hand, we count by 5s until we get to this number to give me our minutes. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So this clock is showing me 1:20. And now, in between all of this is 4 lines. So that's the minute. So it could be 121, 122, 123, 124. Then this is 125. Then 126, 127, 128, 129, 130. So anyway, you guys should be practicing telling time. Okay, today is all about practice. I taught you elapsed time yesterday. And we are just going to practice together. So remember, elapsed time is how much time has passed between starting something and ending something. So today, again, we are just going to practice. So we are going to do, I think, 5 examples together, and they're going to be a variety of different problems. And then I'm going to send you off on your own to do some problems by yourself. So let's start off with just I don't know how much paper I'm going to use, but we are going to do 5 problems together. So I want you to get out a piece of paper and a pencil, and we are going to work through these together. Remember, when I tell you that you need to be working with me and doing it with me, you should be doing it with me. Math is really hard to do if you're not following along with me and checking to make sure you're getting the right answers and you understand the skill. Being a virtual learner means that you're being responsible and doing what I ask you to do. Otherwise, you're not going to get out of it the same as the person who's always following along. So please get out a piece of paper and a pencil, and we're going to get started. Let's start off with one of these. So Harriet worked on her home. Oh, wait, not these. I don't want to do this one yet. Okay. No, I do. Harriet worked on her homework for 2 hours and 5 minutes. She started working on her homework at 6:15 p.m. What time did she finish working on her homework? So we know it's asking, there's 3 things when we are looking for, if we have a time problem, there are 3 things that you're looking for: a start time, an end time, and an elapsed time. So the start time is when the event or activity started. So on this one, it says it. It doesn't even guess. It just says she started. So that's our start time. It's 6:15 p.m. So on your start, I want you to write 6:15. It didn't give us an end time, so I'm going to put a question mark. And then on your elapsed time, we're going to see how long it took her. Well, it took her 2 hours. Whoops. 2 hours and 5 minutes. So now that we know the 3 things we need to know in order to solve the problem, we're going to draw our number line. On a number line, you have 2 things that you automatically have to do. My start time goes at the front. Okay, so let's put our start time at the front. My end time goes at the back. We don't know our end time. And I start counting off by hours. So we have got to, in this space, we have got to go 2 hours and 5 minutes. So we're going to start counting off by hours. So we're going to do one big jump, and that's 1 hour. And an hour's abbreviation is HR. So go ahead and just put 1 HR. So 1 hour from 6:15 is 7:15, right? I want you to pause the video and I want you to jump 1 more hour. Okay, so you should have been paused by now. And you did 1 hour. And your next hour was 8:15. Well, now I've done 1 hour. I've done another hour. So I've already done all my hours. And now I just have 5 minutes. So to get to my end time, and I know it's kind of a big jump, but that's okay. I only have 5 minutes. So I don't look at my hours anymore. I focus on my minutes and I add 5 to my minutes. So I should have 8:20. So my end time that I didn't know is 8:20. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do another one. Let's do one that asks you for this kind. Okay. Derek started working on his homework at 5:35 p.m. He finished working at 7:04 p.m. How long did Derek work on homework? So I noticed 2 words, started and finished. So we have 3 things that we have to find. So on your paper, you should already have written down start, or you should already know that you have to write down end, elapsed. So it gave me the start time, right? It told me we start at 5:35 p.m. So I'm going to write that on my start time, 5:35. It gave me an end time, which is 7 o'clock. But did it give me an elapsed time? No, because the question is asking how long did he work? That's the whole definition of elapsed time, is how long something happens. So now that we have the pieces of information we need, we're going to draw a number line. Sing it with me, friends. My start time goes at the front. So that's 5:35. My end time goes at the back. And I start counting off by hours. So I want you to stop right here, pause the video, and I want you to solve this problem. Find me the elapsed time. When you're done, we'll check your answer. Okay, so you should have been paused by now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 1 jump, and that'll get me to 6:35. And that's 1 hour. So I stopped and I noticed something. If I do another hour, it's going to get me to 7:35, right? That's too far. So even though my 6 and my 7, they don't match yet, I can't jump a whole nother hour because that'll get me too far. I only need to go to 7. So I'm not going to jump any more hours. I'm only jumping 1 hour. They'll get me to 6:35. And then I'm going to start counting by tens until I can't count by tens anymore. And you do that in the minutes. So remember, this front number is your hours. This second number is your minutes. So we're going to start counting by tens with your minutes. So from 35, if I get 10 minutes on there, it'd be 6:45, right? Another 10 minutes is 6:55. I can't go any more minutes, can I? Before I pass 7. If I go 10 more minutes, it's past 7. So what am I going to do? I only have 5, and I know it's a big jump, but I only have 5 more minutes to go until I reach 7, because 55 plus 5 will give me my 7 o'clock, because there are 60 minutes in an hour. I don't say 6:60, I say 7 o'clock, because once you hit 60, we bump it up to the next hour. So now, to figure out my elapsed time, I just have to count all my little humps. So I have 1 hour, no more than 1, and I have 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 5 is 25 minutes. Is that what you got? Give me a thumbs up if that's the answer that you got. All right, good. Let's do a harder one. In my opinion, these are the hardest to do. Jennifer ran errands for 3 hours and 40 minutes. She finished. Okay, big word there. Finish. That's our end time. She finished running her errands at 9:25 p.m. What time did Jennifer begin running her errands? So begin means we're looking for the start time. So let's write it out first. We have our start. We don't know it. Our end, it told us on there, 9:25. And our elapsed, which is the time that took her to run those errands, was 3 hours and 40 minutes. So before I just show you the problem and tell you how to do it, I want you to stop. I want you to pause the video, and I want you to solve it by yourself, and then we'll check your answer. All right, so when I solve this, I say my start time goes at the front. I don't have one. So my end time goes at the back, which is 9:25. I start counting off by hours. So here's where a lot of you probably messed up. If we're going, now again, this is the tricky part. If we go from start to end, it's no big deal. But when they give us the end time, we have to go backwards. So you wouldn't go 10, 11, 12. It would be 9, 8, 7, 6. So you have to go backwards. So if they give you the end time and you're looking for the start time, we're going backwards on the number line. So that means we're going backwards. 9, 8, 7, 6. So let's do our 3-hour jump. We're going to do it 1 hour at a time. So if I go back from 9:25, 1 hour, that is 8:25. Okay. Now, from 8:25, another hour is 7:25. Because remember, I'm just 9, 8, 7. I have one more. What's after 7? 6. 6:25. So I did my 1, 2, 3 hours right here for my elapsed time. And now I've got to do 40 minutes. Well, that shouldn't be too bad, because we can count by tens until we can't anymore. So let's go ahead and do. So from 6:25, if I do 10 minutes, you're basically taking 25 minus 10, and that would give you 15. So your time, your hour stays the same, but you're at 6:15. Now I can do another 10 minutes, right? And if I take 15 minus 10, I only have 5. Okay, here's where it's going to get tricky. I am going to start doing 5s, because if I go from 6:05 back 10 minutes, I think I'm going to get confused. So I'm going to start doing 5. So if I go 5 minutes back, that'll get me 6, right? I'm going to have to start writing really small. If I go another 5 minutes back, it's not going to go back all the way to 1. You just go 5 minutes. So if there are 60 minutes in an hour, and I go back 5 of them, I would get 55. So 5 more minutes, I need a longer number line, is 5:55. Now I still have to keep going because I have to go back 40 minutes. 10, 20, 30. Okay. I'm going to go back 2 more, I think. One more would be 5:50. And another 5 would give me my end time of 5:45. So let me check and make sure I did all of it. So I have 1, 2, 3 hours and 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 minutes. So what's my start time? 5:45. Very, very, very challenging. Those end time ones, they're not my favorite. Okay, let's do another end time one. Those are the trickiest. Actually, I'm going to give you a break from that. We're going to do an easier one, an elapsed time one, and then we will go back to the end time ones. Okay, Parker began working on his art project at 9:15 a.m. Again, he said started or began, so that means that's our start time. He finished, okay, again, there's our end time, working on his project at 10:55 a.m. How long did Parker spend working on his project? So if they're asking you how long, that means you're looking for elapsed time. So let's go ahead and write out our stuff. Start, end, elapsed. Again, in a time problem, there are 3 things you can find: start, end, elapsed. My start time was 9:15. My end time was 10:55. And I'm trying to find my elapsed. I want you to pause the video right now, solve the problem, and then we'll check it together. Okay. My start time goes at the front. My end time goes at the back. I start counting off by hours. So I'm going to start at my start time, and I'm going to count by hours, and then by 10 minutes, and then by 5 minutes until I get to 10:55. So 1 hour is going to give me 10:15. So now I'm going to go, I can't go any more hours because if I go to 11:15, that's past 10:55. So I'm going to start counting by 10. So 10:15 is 10:25. Another 10 minutes is 10:35. Remember, you're just counting by tens in your numbers, in your minutes. 10:35, another 10 minutes is 10:45. And guess what? Another 10 minutes will end us at our very end at 10:55, and that's where we were trying to get. So let's count up our elapsed time. We have 1 hour and 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes. Okay, we've got to do it, guys. We've got to do one more, and it's a hard one. It's where you have to find the start time, where you have to go backwards. That's okay. We can do this. Olivia went shopping for 4 hours and 35 minutes at the mall. She got home at 6:20 p.m. What time did she begin shopping? So again, begin means start. So let's go ahead and write out the 3 things that we look for in time problems: start, end, elapsed. So my I don't know my start. My end time, they said she ended it at 6:20. And my elapsed is 4 hours and 35 minutes. Okay, I want you to try this one on your own. Again, draw your number line. My start time goes at the front. My end time goes at the back. I start counting off by hours. So start counting off. You're going backwards. So start at 6:20 and start counting backwards. You're going to count 4 hours and 35 minutes. Okay, so you should have unpaused the video by now, and let's go ahead and check your answers. You start counting off by hours, big, huge chunks. So 6:20 back an hour is 5:20. 5:20 back 1 hour is 4:20. 4:20 back 1 hour is 3:20. I've got to go 4 hours That's 1, 2, 3. And then another hour gives me 2:20. Now I've got to go back 35 minutes. I'm going to do as many 10s as I can. So 2:20, 10 minutes back is 2:10. Another 10 minutes back is 2 o'clock. So that gives me 10, 20. I have to go 35. So I'm going to go another 10 minutes. Ooh, that's a hard one. 10 minutes. You're going from 2 o'clock and 10 minutes back. So you're thinking, okay, that if there's 60 minutes and I'm going 10 minutes back from it, I'm going to do 60 minus 10 and it gives me 50. So that's 150 and I have 10, 20, 30. I've got to go 35 minutes, so I have to go 5 more. And that gives me what's 50 minus 5, 45. So that gives me my start time is 1:45. Woo! I know that was very challenging and confusing, but I think that you guys are getting the hang of it, and I think that you can do it. We will continue practicing these all year long, but today you are going to complete 4 problems on elapsed time. Now, like yesterday, I helped you. I set them up for you. Today, I'm not helping you, and I'm not going to set them up for you. I want you to go through and see if you can figure out what it's asking for. Find your 3 things: start time, end time, elapsed time. Draw your number line, label it, and then try and figure out your answer. All right, there's only 4 of them because I know these are challenging and I know they take a little bit, but I think that you can do it. All right, my loves, have fun. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's Saturday. I'll talk to you on Monday. Bye.